When my family asks me what I'm going to college for, I kind of have to give them an answer. And I kind of change the answer a lot. I never stick to one thing. They all think I'm doing something different. I didn't plan out my lies that well. Probably should have. But a part of me doesn't care enough to keep the story straight. But each time I pretend, my soul does get a little deeper and deeper. It just digs in. It does suck to have to lie, but I have my reasons. This pandemic has been a little better for me. It has benefited me a little bit because I don't have to fully lie about my life. Like, I can talk about my job, talk about working, how I'm balancing my schoolwork and 10-hour shifts 4 days a week with online school because everything's online. But it does suck to have to lie because it is your family and you want to tell them the truth. But once they know, then the extended family has to know. Then you get judged. It's just a lot easier to not have to have that judgment placed on you. I feel like if I became a billionaire, my family still wouldn't look at me as, wow, you've become successful. Because I didn't do what they said and I didn't go to college. I think they would be more proud if I became a paramedic, not earned $1 billion. Maybe 50,000 a year. But when I think about that, I take into account that I have to pay student loans. You have all kind of bills to pay. I have such a hard time wrapping my head around that because I'm at a point in my life where I'm making $45,000 a year, which isn't a lot if you look at all the taxes being taken out and stuff, but could be making more. But I refuse to spend more time at work because I will become depressed. But I'm at this point where I'm making all this money and I have no rent to pay. I only pay my phone bill and my groceries, and I have so much freedom that I wouldn't have if I went to college. I don't know what to do at this point, but I refuse to follow society's not to become this Tumblr person, but I refuse to follow society's standards and do what they say to do. I want to be able to get out of that and do whatever and be okay. I don't want to say that the education isn't worth it, but it is overpriced. Very much overpriced. There's no job out there I can see myself doing for the rest of my life, knowing that I'll be happy for the rest of my life, because I know I will get bored. I will get depressed no matter how much I try to convince myself that I'll be happy. I just want more out of life, and I have no idea how to do that. And I get that this is how the world works. We need to contribute to society for the world to be able to continue to go around, but I just think it's gone to this point where it's pushing people to work way too hard, and these people are not wanting to go to college. It's kind of the cycle that's just never gonna end. But this is the point that I'm at in my life. But I just hope I could just get past this point in my life and look back and find it funny that my family thinks I'm in college. I don't want to be rich. I just want to be able to make them enough money where it doesn't matter what they think of me, because I'm stable and I'm content with my life, and I don't have to depend on them, then it doesn't matter at the end of the day. And I probably should have mentioned this from the beginning. I'm not lying to my mom or my dad. They both know that I'm not in college, but the majority of my family thinks I am in college. But it makes it easier to not totally lie to everyone. I feel like it'd be a lot harder to lie to my mom. I think it's time to go back in because I'm getting off track. A lot of cars are passing by and my ADHD just doesn't want to focus right now. I've heard stories about extended families, cousins, one's a paramedic, one's doing basketball stuff. You hear those stories, But I mean, hey, they're probably hearing stuff about me. But for everyone around me, immediate family, everyone who has gone to college has never used that degree in any way whatsoever. I have family who have gone to college still paying off student loans, and they don't even have a fucking job. They don't have a job. And I also know someone who went to college and who has said it was a waste of time, and they have their own business now, and their aunts are successful. So it's just like I'm on my own path of just like I don't want to go. In my gut, that's just the feeling that I have, and I can't help it. I knew that if I go to college, even though I'm worried now, I know that if I go to college, it's just not for me. Sometimes I catch myself lying to people I went to school with, high school with, and I see them out and we're catching up, but I'll like lie to them and be like, yeah, I'm in college, I'm studying this, whatever. It's hard to tell them the truth because, you know, they'll look down on you or judge you, or in their minds they're thinking, yeah, this is expected, she wasn't that smart anyway. And I hate that. I was seen as a dumb kid when I was younger because I had no idea what I was doing in class. But as I got older, I figured out how I learn best, because I figured out how to teach myself better than any teacher could, and I've gotten better. But they don't see that. They just remember the kid that never does work and doesn't know what she's doing. But I'm ranting now. You know, the place that I work, this girl that I used to go to school with, she works there also, and I saw her, and immediately we went up to each other, you know, what are you doing now? Like, she told me she was in school, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna tell her I'm in school too. And I told her I'm in school too. Come to find out, I don't know if she knows I'm not in school now. Maybe she figured out that I was capping, I don't know. But she told me she was in school. Come to find out, my other friend who is in school told me, and closer friends with her, that she's not in school. And she lied to me also. So there is this like fear, this common fear of people who don't go to college. You cannot, like, you just feel like you have to lie about it. And you know, that also proves to me, like, okay, she was in school, she's super smart, she was in higher classes, I was in pretty average classes, and we were in two different parts of school knowledge wise, yet we end up in the same kind of work. Granted, we're not gonna work there for the rest of our lives, but we're still young, we're doing our thing, but we're kind of on a similar path right now, even though, you know, she was better in school. You just don't know where you're gonna end up in life, honestly. If anyone is in the same place as me in life, DM me on Instagram. I don't know, we can vent to each other, figure some shit out. But yeah, I'm just gonna go to sleep because I didn't sleep all night and it's very early in the morning. Guys, it is May 28th. June is next week. Why is it snowing? I filmed my why I didn't go to college video like a week ago. Warm ass weather, I was sweating balls, and now it's snowing. Make it make sense. Oh my god, that looks amazing.